Well, hello guys. Um, this is just going to be a short stream because basically I've got myself a new rig that I can use as a streaming PC, and I've been trying to do the streaming on just doing it as an what's it called, an undiscovered connection, or a private connection basically, so nobody can see it. But I've been getting different results, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stream onto YouTube and Twitch at the same time with my new streaming rig. So hopefully it should be going okay. It look okay to me, but like I said, I'm only viewing locally, so I don't really know. So if any of you guys out there could give me a bit of feedback, it'd be much appreciated. So I'm actually using a new OBS plugin called NDI. Am I going the wrong way? I think I am. Yeah, I am. No, that was the right way. Yeah, because what all I'm doing now is I'm just basically I'm going to take the machinery back to the farm that I was using on the last on the last stream I did on this map. Quite a journey down the old road. Yeah, so I hope it's going well for everyone. I hope everybody can hear me okay, because I don't really know what the sound quality is like, to be honest. But there's only one problem with NDI. You can only have one instance of it running on the gaming machine at a time. You can't use it for two versions of OBS. But I've got two versions of OBS running. They're running the same scenes on my streaming rig, but they just go into separate accounts. One's going to YouTube and one's going to Twitch. But that means I can't have my overlay on the screen, because well, if I have the overlay on there, it's got I have two different ones. One's for YouTube and one's for Twitch, but I can't do that on here at the minute until I've figured out how to use this NDI properly. Yeah, so any feedback on the quality would be appreciated, guys, because like I say, it's my new streaming rig and I'm just trying to get it the best possible quality I can. I mean, to me it looks pretty good, but like I say, I'm just looking locally on my own machine. I'm not halfway around the world. Ooh, I just realised I've got no music playing. There we go, that's better, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've got 2 harvesters out in the field and a couple of tractors and things with trailers, and just past one with a seeder just there. So all I'm doing in this stream really is just I'm just going to be bringing the machinery back to the farm and giving it a good clean, because this is not like going to be a main stream tonight. It's just like I said, it's just a test stream, just to make sure everything's working as it should. Because tomorrow's the main stream with the PCSG guys. So you need to look out for that if you don't know about it already. Well, according to OBS, I'm not getting any frame drops or anything like that, so... But that OBS doesn't tell me what the quality is. And that's what I was hoping you guys could do for me. It's a bit foggy this morning. Oh, where's the header there? Oh, well, that's right, the other one's the corn header, isn't it? Yes. Let's get him in, shall we? Yeah, basically these are the fields that I harvested last time. Field 49 and 50. So guys, anybody out there to give me any feedback? You see, I've got a couple of viewers, but no one's talking at the minute. Well, that is if you can actually hear me. I hope you can. It's a bit difficult to know if anybody can hear me, if nobody is putting anything in the chat really. But yeah, I'm using a ultra low latency setting as well, which I think might look okay. I don't really know. I am public heard on you. Yes, in public. Just changing some of the settings in on the streaming rig. Makes no difference. So guys, can anybody give me any feedback on the quality? Or just nobody want to talk to me tonight? Let's fast forward through this mist and fog, shall we? like I said, at the minute I'm just taking my my machinery that I was using on the last drum, taking it back to the farm now. Get it cleaned up and put away. Well, I'm actually wondering if anybody can actually hear me. Suppose there's one way to find out. I could turn Twitch on. Suppose there's one way to find out. I could turn Twitch on. Right, I can hear myself on Twitch. Right, I can hear myself on Twitch. And I can hear myself on YouTube. So it's not a case of me not being able to be heard. It's just a case of nobody wants to talk to me. That which is fine. I don't mind. Sorry about that, guys. A phone call. Get washing you filthy farmer. Yeah. Hiya Mark, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just I'm just doing a test stream on this at the minute, mate. I'm just because I've just got a new streaming PC. So I'm trying to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time through the streaming PC using NDI, the new OBS plugin. But I have been having a few issues with it because you can only use it on one OBS. So I wanted to run it twice. One for Twitch and one for YouTube on the gaming rig, but you can't do that. You can only use it once, and then you can look. You have to do on the streaming rig. I can have two versions of OBS running, but they're the same stream. So basically, it's the same thing going to two different places. Looks good on YouTube, sounds good too. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm actually using ultra low latency setting as well, so that should, I think that improves the quality, but I'm not too sure. Slow down the time now that fog's gone. Well, I have two OBSs running on my stream PC, yeah, and one OBS running on my gaming PC. I know technically you're supposed to have two, but I can only have one because with the new NDI plugin, it won't let you run it twice for some reason. I don't know why. I've been trying for a few days now to get it to work. Bit of a pain in the butt. How do you send the image to the second PC? It's through the NDI plugin that's built into. Well, it's not built in. It's a plugin for OBS. And then if you have the same plugin installed on both PCs, and it sends it through the network basically. But you do need to have a 1 gigabit network card in your PC, in both PCs. So it needs to be on a 1 gigabit network basically. Yeah, I've been playing around. Well, I've been trying to play around with it for the last few days, but because it's only been out about 2 weeks, I think, the plugin. So it's still fairly new. But I mean, there are a few people out there who've like done tutorials on how to install it and that sort of thing. But what I think you need to do, because I've got an overlay on YouTube and an overlay on Twitch, but they're both different, and because I'm only using one version of OBS on my PC, I can't use the overlay for Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So what I need, I've had to turn the overlay off, which is why there's no text going across the bottom of the screen, like with the subscribers and things. Well, that's just until I can figure out how to do it, or even if you can do it. I don't even know if you can do it, to be honest. Too busy watching the other screen. Yeah, I've got 4 monitors in front of me now and it gets a bit confusing sometimes. Mark, I've just sent you an invite in Discord so you could join to my Discord channel if you want to join up. Don't have a wired input on my gaming laptop. Wonder if I could get it to work. I'm not sure, but you can get is it US? You can get a USB LAN port, so you could get a hardwired connection that way. But I don't know about wireless because what I've seen on the forums and stuff is that they've said that it's got to have a gigabit LAN because of something to do with the bandwidth or something, which may be why I can't run two versions of it at the same time. If you think about it, yeah. Because if I'm using the LAN for one instance of it, then I wouldn't be able to use it for two, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, it's all fairly new, so maybe they'll do a different version. Because I believe that it's only been out like 2 weeks, and I think they've done 3 or 4 updates already. Because people were having problems with sound and things. Ah, you got the invite then, okay. Cool. Yeah, I just got a message saying you joined.
There I am.
Ah, hi mate.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah, because I was curious because I run a laptop and I record everything on the laptop. But in a couple of weeks, I'm hoping to get a higher speed internet cable.
Yeah,
and I was hoping that I could stream while I'm recording, do kind of a behind the scenes kind of stream to what I do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So while I'm recording something, I would stream it on Twitch, and then every now and then I can interact with the viewers, and then when I'm back to recording my show, like I would fast forward the parts where I'm chatting and then go back to recording the show and do and just let it roll on my other computer so that it's recording actual media on one computer and streaming on the other.
Ah. Yeah, well, on the forums that I've seen, they've said that you need a 1 gigabit LAN.
Yeah.
They don't do it. They don't make any mention of wireless, to be honest. Not that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, but there must be a way for me to have some sort of USB or
yeah. There are USB to LAN connectors.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'd be a 1 gig speed though. I don't know.
Oh wait a minute, I might have. I'm looking at the side of my computer now, and it's just spring loaded so that it has to be inserted kind of weirdly. But there's an actual LAN connection on the side of this computer. Oh, look at that.
Oh, so you have got one on your laptop?
Yeah, I was just looking at the computer kind of visually, and I couldn't see anything there. But now that I'm actually feeling around, there's actually like a little trap door that you push down, and you can fit the LAN in there.
Yeah, mine's like that. My laptop.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. It's very nice.
Yeah, so you can use it.
I think I can. So now I'd have to see if I can just hook up. I guess I probably can go through my router. I mean, if it's a 1 gigabit router, I can go through the router so that way I can connect to the internet through the router and then connect the 2 computers together.
That's how I've done it. I've got I bought a switch, and I've got one computer, one wire going into the router,
right,
and 2 wires coming from the switch, one into each of my PCs.
Ah, okay.
I mean, there are different ways to do it, but
That's it. Yeah, it's just like what you're doing now. It's just experimentation and finding out what is the most efficient way. So
yes,
you're trying to stream a different overlay to YouTube, a different overlay to Twitch, and then another one to Mixer.
no, not Mixer, not Mixer,
Oh, okay.
just YouTube and Twitch. But that's what I've been doing all this time. I've been streaming to YouTube, and I've been streaming to Twitch for about 3 weeks now or something.
Okay.
Um, but this was before I had the streaming PC.
Right.
So now I've got the streaming PC. With the new NDI plugin, you have to have on your gaming PC. You need to have the that's the button for that, isn't it? Yeah. You need to have the OBS open on both PCs,
Right.
and you have to have NDI
Installed on both.
installed on both.
Okay.
And then all you do is you enable the NDI. Where am I? Figure out where I am.
So the NDI just makes the other PC just the visible source to your OBS on the other PC.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you could run it on one PC, have it stream, or have it recording on the gaming computer, and then meanwhile your streaming computer is doing the streams to both. Now, how taxing is the streaming to the actual PC? It can't be that processor intensive.
Well, no, that's the idea, because my processor that's running the game and OBS to send it to the two streams, the other two OBSs on my
Right.
streaming PC. My CPU usage is 4%, 4.6%
Oh, wow.
in OBS,
Oh, perfect, perfect.
and I'm using the graphics card to stream to Twitch, and the
Right.
CPU to stream to YouTube. And the one that's streaming to YouTube, it's 720 60 frames a second,
Yeah.
and I've got 18
And it's
18% usage.
and it's rock solid too, and I'm getting almost no delay. I mean, I'm when I was typing in the chat, you were maybe on a 7-second delay.
Yeah, that's because I'm using the ultra low latency setting on YouTube as well.
Right.
So that's that gives you even less of a delay. I mean, there's a slight delay between computers, but it's only like less than a second, I would say.
No, that's it. Yeah, yeah. It's just an encoding, recoding kind of
Yeah.
delay. It's not going to be a very long thing. Huh. Well, that's interesting, because that also brings up the question of, okay, if I'm streaming, then I can use one microphone for one of the PCs, and that way I don't have to record my microphone when I'm recording. So I can have a separate streaming microphone going to the streaming PC and use that as a microphone input, and not have to worry about it being recorded into my raw media.
Yeah, yeah. But with this NDI plugin though, it actually transmits everything, all the sound and the video as well, all at the same time. So, I mean, I've got my microphone plugged into my gaming PC,
Right.
and I've got nothing. I haven't even got any speakers or anything on this streaming PC.
one. And what's the streaming one? Is it just a low tech one, or is it actual a powerful computer?
Well, it's exactly the same computer as I'm running at the minute. It's the same spec.
Oh,
It's
okay.
i7 4770, I think.
Right. Which is pretty much what I'm running on the laptop. So.
And it's got 16 gig memory, and I put my old graphics card in it because I had a 970
Right.
that I had on this PC, and I was using it for a long time, the streaming, getting no sort and having no problems.
Right.
But because I decided I might eventually want to stream to Twitch at the same time, I was told that I'd need a better graphics card. So I went out and got the 1070.
Okay.
And now I've got the 970 in my streaming PC.
And it's having no problems at all spitting it out.
No. I mean, I don't know what the quality's like on Twitch, but... I mean...
Do you have a link? Do you have a link to your Twitch?
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching it, but the thing is...
Yeah, I'm across the ocean, so I'm curious to see what it would do.
That's my Twitch. I'll just put it in Discord.
Okay, I'm gonna put it actually on my lower spec PC because I always test things. I have an all-in-one HP that I just hang off the wall, and that's my sort of my TV, and that's usually what I test everything on because that lets me really push things and see where they break down. Because the laptop is so screaming fast that you get no sense of what it's actually capable of.
Yeah.
It's just completely overpowered for everything that I do with it.
But I mean, I'm watching it on my end, and it looks okay. It looks okay to me.
Yeah.
But like you say, I mean, I'm more or less local because I think my the server I'm running on Twitch is in London, so that's not that far away from me, really.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it's a couple hundred miles, but
yeah.
But
you see, you've got maybe that's it. You've got maybe 5 seconds of latency, maybe.
What, on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's almost instantaneous on Twitch because I'm listening to myself and I just like the words just came up within 5 seconds.
And is the quality okay as well?
Quality is golden. Quality is, let me see if I can go, I'm on auto quality. What does it say? 720p source. Yep. It's bang on. It's top notch.
Oh.
So let me just put it into full screen mode here. Yeah, getting a little bit of artifacting on the textures in the grass and stuff like that. But it's a 720p conversion, so that's normal.
Well, I've only got it set at 720 on OBS.
Right, that's it.
I've got set at 720, 60 frames on for both.
Yeah. I've seen guys streaming and guys sort of recording 4K and stuff like that, and that stuff is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't feel like for gaming it's worth it.
But the thing is, though, is especially on YouTube, they chop so much of it up that
they just cream it on the rebroadcast. And it was funny because yesterday I uploaded a 720p show, and they knocked it down to 360 and wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I had to re-upload the entire video a whole other time, which to me takes like 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
How long was the video?
Just 20 minutes.
It took 8 hours to upload.
Yeah. I have an excellent ping rate. Like I can play on Icelandic servers and get like a 50 ping rate, and it's perfect for that. But the moment that I try to upload or download, it just screams to a halt. Just absolutely grinds down. So you've got your overlay, like the overlays that I'm seeing are the same on both right now. So let me just follow you.
No, when I say the overlay, I mean, just put this away and I'll turn my overlay on. And then you'll see what I mean.
The Twitch overlay?
I can turn my overlay on in OBS. 1 second.
So now you can put the PCSG as part of your... Okay, there it is. So you can put your PCSG as a general overlay and then have the bottom scroll bar that you just put up individualized to the 2 other streams.
Yeah, yeah. So everything else would be the same, but you see where it's got latest sub.
Yeah.
Now on Twitch, you don't get the subs, do you? You get followers.
That's it.
So I changed that to followers, and then what else did I change? I can't remember what else I changed for Twitch. But I changed it so it looked different, and you see what it says Brummy Farber in red writing. I had that on the right hand side because I only had 3 for Twitch, but there's 4 on there for YouTube.
Oh, okay.
See, because I didn't have the follower count, because the follower count on Twitch, I've only got 13 people following me, so I thought I didn't want to put the follower count on yet.
Let me just compare that to the YouTube one, see if my computer can actually handle doing both. Yeah, I see what you've done. Yeah, okay. You just changed the categories. I like the way you do your overlay too. It's very subtle. I like just the bottom of the screen crawling like that.
Yeah, it wasn't a couple of weeks ago though.
No.
a couple of weeks ago, I had it going across the bottom of the screen, going across the top of the screen. I had the PCSG logo somewhere right at the top in the middle, and it just looked too much.
Cluttered. Yeah.
Cluttered. So all as that is just basically it's just an image, that overlay. Yeah. Because I found a website that shows you that you can do. You can have like 3, 4, 5 or 6, I think, at the bottom, and you can change the text. You can change the colour of the text. And see, because if I turn that overlay off, you just get the text going across the bottom.
Oh yeah, okay. The boxes, the boxes are separate from the actual graphic element.
Yeah, well, that's actually just an image. It's just an image that you download from the website. And well, how I had it before, I had 2. You see these scrolling text across the bottom? I had 2 at the bottom, like half of the size of the screen on the left. And then another one on the right, and then I had 2, one at the bottom on the left and one at the bottom on the right. So I still had all 4 of them, but those just take up so much space.
Right.
And I thought, well, there's got to be a different way to do this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, the thing is that now it kind of fades out. Like if my volume bar comes up, it kind of fades away, but it doesn't take away anything from the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the size of that. But I would put the Brummy Farmer over with the PCSG over on the left-hand side to keep it out of the middle, though. Just a personal flavor.
Well, I was going to put it underneath where the map is, but I can't do that because that's where the overlay is. So,
okay.
Usually on my Twitch one, the Brummy Farmer is on the right hand side. It's on the far right hand side.
So what about putting it on the upper right above the clock? Is there more overlay up there? Actually, it's always a thing about like how do you place those things without removing information from the game, right? I know that people sometimes put up their webcam and all of a sudden you can't tell what they're doing in their F1 menu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it covers up, like, they're using Gearbox, but their webcam is covering the Gearbox. It's always about what spaces have already been taken by other things.
That's it. Yeah, and that's what I've tried to do. That's why I've tried to put it down at the bottom. I mean, before I had the Brummy Farmer, it was like 3 times bigger than that. It was massive. And you see where I've got the Courseplay program up now. Well, it would cover most of that. You couldn't see it, so I thought I've got to make it smaller. But yeah, it's a good idea actually, putting it up top.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, you know, just an added piece of information, just so people know who they're watching. But over the gameplay, it's an unimportant piece of information during gameplay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's very interesting. That's I learned a lot today.
Do you mean like
you
that?
could just, yeah, you could just pick it up with your mouse, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you see, that's kind of an attractive place to have it. You may also want to pick a font that doesn't have the skinny bits in the font, because as soon as the quality goes down, you're going to lose all of the details in some of your letters. Like the E will just become an I.
When what goes down? Sorry.
When the quality, like if somebody's watching it and they and all of a sudden the YouTube or Twitch knocks it down because of bandwidth or whatever, the like even at 720p, I can barely see the horizontal lines on the E, and the moment that it clicks down because of my bandwidth and then clicks back to 720, it just looks like a double I.
Ah, okay. I didn't realise that.
So I guess, what are they called? Serifs or?
Well, that one that I'm using is. Let me just have a look. Castella.
Yeah, there you go. So I mean, if you look at the fonts that are used on the courseplay fonts and all the fonts that are used in game, those are kind of nice, rounded, kind of Helvetica almost looking fonts, where they just have full thickness all the way around.
Yeah.
And that helps because the compression doesn't kill those, right? It makes them blurrier, but you can still read what's going on.
Ah, okay. Now, well, I didn't know that because I just wanted a font that looked nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't know about the bandwidth stuff.
Yeah. Well, fonting on like I'm a professional video editor, so for me, using fonts on video is something that I've given a lot of thought to, and that's one of the things that, unless I'm making a large letter, like if your name was maybe 5 times the size, it wouldn't affect it, you know, and then you could put drop shadows and stuff on it to make it pop out. But when you're doing smaller lettering, then the serifs don't pay off.
What about if I just do that as an image then instead? Because that's how I had it before. I did have it as an image before.
I don't think it's about image versus font. I think it's about the way that web video is compressed and the information that they throw away. So that font, no matter, even if you make an image out of it, it's going to be anti-aliased. And the first thing that disappears in any kind of compression is any anti-aliasing.
Ah, okay. Well, there he is. He's the one that's got to come back to the farm.
How's the farm going? It's massive.
It is, yeah.
I can't believe it. Last week I was in that field seeding with Oops, and it was like when I started seeding, I couldn't see him.
Well,
and I was halfway across the field.
We'll be playing on it again tomorrow.
Are you going on tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, this is just my single player game. This is.
Ah, okay.
And I've got. My sheep need water and grass. I'll sort them out soon.
Oh, you got 20%. You got some time.
Yeah. I have 211 hours on this map.
Wow.
3 hours today.
Well, it's a lot of course play, right?
Well, when it's working properly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because well, you know how far the seed factory and the fertilizer factory is from the farm, don't you? Well, yeah. I set up a course to take the liquid manure and the digestate.
Yeah.
And it took, to get there and back again, it took, I don't know, I'd say about 15 minutes.
Wow.
With the course, between 10 and 15 minutes, something like that.
Right.
And then I'd run it, just do a test to see if it worked, and it wouldn't work. So
Like it wouldn't dump at the other end, or
no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't unload at the other end with the liquid digestate or the liquid slurry.
That's always the kind of thing that when I do that with logging, where I'll put my truck on my delivery trucks on automatic.
Yeah.
So I'll just sit in the woods and cut and load trailers, and then when the trailer's full, I hit go, and they go and deliver to the yard, and then I make them just pause, and I do the unloading myself. It's one of those things that I cannot figure out for the life of me how to make them unload logs.
Well, what it was actually down to Cornbelt itself. Because there was an update. Johnny told me about an update. So he said, well, there's an update like 2 days ago.
Right.
So I downloaded it. I don't know, about a week ago now, I think it was. And it worked fine.
So you must, on a map of this scale, you must run into all sorts of problems with the number of points that Courseplay has to create. Like I know there's some maps where you can't save your Courseplays because they're so massive. Like the number of points are so massive that it takes forever for them to reload.
Oh, I don't know. Because the course from farm to I'll tell you how many points it is.
And do you run the truck at full speed, or do you run it at the reduced speed?
At 51 miles per hour, so which is full speed. Well, it depends on which truck you use, but I run it at 51. It is 1,647 points.
Just driving in a straight line. It's just incredible.
Well, it's not actually a straight line because you have to turn.
No, it has a curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go through that tunnel at the bottom of the bottom of the river.
You have to go along the motorway and stuff. And a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to do it 3 or 4 times.
That's your 16 times map for you. Those are the challenges of running a 16 times map. Is transportation becomes the biggest job.
Yeah. But I do love this map. I do love it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see what LBJ is working on. Is it LBJ who's working on a big 16 times sort of realistic map? Like it looks a lot like what the British maps look like, with odd-shaped fields and all sorts of stuff. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous map. But it's so massive, and the amount of details he's putting in. I mean, this map is rather simple. It's just a bunch of fields, and the guy spent a lot of time creating that center valley and stuff like that. But the fields themselves are fairly, easy to create.
Yeah.
But this guy's putting in fences around fields and hedges and monster trees, and it's like, oh my god, this would be like a 3-year project.
Is it going to be a British map,
No, I think it's modeled after where he's from, and I think he's from Wisconsin or something.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because if it's a 16 times map and it's going to be based on Britain, it'll probably be the whole of Britain.
Yeah, gonna feel that way. Yeah, you'd have to model both shores of Cornwall.
Yeah. Because the west coast, I mean, that covers part of England and part of Wales. Part of it's in Wales and part of it's in England. So
yeah,
and that's just a normal size map.
But that map, I mean, the way that it's built and the way that the roads are run, it feels like forever to get anywhere. I mean, when you were playing Goldcrest and you had to go up to right agribusiness in the upper corner of the map, it felt far away. But add twisty fields and big hills and small roads, and it gets really crazy. Oh, hi, Farmer Klein.
Oh.
So you've got your chat from YouTube coming into the overlay also. That's cool. It doesn't.
I've got the Twitch and the YouTube chat going in through Restream. Hello, Farmer Klein. Yeah, I'm not actually working any fields today. What I've been doing is I'm actually doing a test, because I've just got a new streaming PC, and what I'm doing is I'm testing YouTube and Twitch at the same time with the new NDI plugin for OBS, and it seems to be working pretty good.
It's working really well, actually. Do you have the overlay turned off on both of them now?
Yeah, I've turned the overlay off on both. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I only have to turn it off on one at the minute, and it turns it off on both.
Ah, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. If I had two versions of OBS running on my gaming PC, I could have two separate overlays.
Right.
So like one for YouTube and one for Twitch, which is what I had originally before I installed this NDI. But yeah, I've been trying to sort it out for days, and I've been doing some unlisted tests just to see what it was like, but I was getting different results, you know what I mean? So one stream like I did for about 2 or 3 minutes and it looked rubbish, and another one I did for like 10 minutes and it looked perfect, and then another one looked rubbish again, and then there was one part where I was like I was just talking and then I coughed, and as I was playing the video back, all you could hear was I'm like,
oh, it started skipping.
It just kept repeating over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm like, what is going on? But I think I know what the problem is with that, because somebody said in the forums that like there's a bug with the sound. So because what it does is you have to go onto your streaming rig, and then you have to do this thing with the sound, and well, I haven't got a sound source on my streaming rig because I've got no sound card or anything on it.
Right.
So the only sound that's coming through my streaming rig is coming from my main computer.
Right.
So I put 2 and 2 together and thought, well, the only time that started happening was when I was listening to myself unmuted on Facebook, on YouTube. That's when the echo started. So as long as you don't, as long as you mute all the other sources apart from the game or you talking, you should be okay.
Right.
Well,
yeah, that's always
anyway.
Yeah, that's always a weird one, just to sort of figure out sort of which parts, what does it see, what does it not see, what's coming through the desktop mixer, what's not. It's always the same battle with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out also a way of being able to talk to, like, have Discord or have TeamSpeak on and record that as a separate track.
Yeah.
And right now, the only way I can do that is if I run it through another computer and bring it in as a separate audio input.
Farmer Klein just said echo, echo, echo.
I think he was making fun of you for the coughing. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know whether he is or whether I am getting an echo now. He got me. He always does things like that to me. He starts worrying me. He always does things like that to me.
Yeah, I'm not hearing an echo on mine, so I think he's just having a laugh.
Ah, right, okay.
But yeah, your stream is solid. It's like I'm back on YouTube now, and it's perfect.
Good, good. I'm just gonna have a little drive around, because I know that's usually when the problems start, when you're driving.
Yeah, when it's loading in textures as you're driving around.
Yeah.
Well, when I was on the map last week, I was going in there and I just jumped on the train and did a circle tour with the train, and it gave me some stutter frames here and there. But once I settled into plowing a single field, it was pretty rock solid.
See, because I was playing this a little bit last night. Well, as soon as I point towards the farm, my frame rate drops.
Right.
But when I face away from the farm, it goes up to like 50, 60.
Right.
Game Hub, hiya mate, welcome to the stream. How's it doing? But yeah, I thought I said it might be something to do with my graphics, so I've been playing around with my graphics over the last couple of days as well.
Yeah, I've been goofing around with it too, because I've got some maps where my mirrors kind of fall away. So I had to crank up my mirrors to maximum. That caused me some other issues, so I had to turn down some draw distances on them also, and figure out other things to be able to keep them in place and to keep my frame rates up.
Yeah. Game Hub said, haven't got much chance to watch your videos as the times it can be seen because you're in Australia, yeah. Well, to be honest, over the last couple of weeks I've only been streaming on a weekend. I haven't done any streams in the week at all, because I've had some personal things to sort. But the weekends, well, I will be streaming again tomorrow, but saying that, it'll be like 6 o'clock in the morning for you when we're streaming tomorrow, I think. I think that's what time it is when Johnny streams with us. Yeah, I'm not sure how to raise the FPS, to be honest.
Well, I mean, there's the sheer scale of the map, right? I mean, he's got the draw distance down pretty low because you can see the grass kind of revealing around you.
Yeah, well, I think that might be down to my settings, though, to be honest.
Yeah, it's possible too. I don't know if that's set within the objects on the map or on your side, but I think you can do a little bit of both to tweak it a little bit. But it's I don't know how you would turn down. I mean. Here, let me just take a look at the game settings and see here. Open that up. Deafened by the music. Advanced graphics settings. Shadow map filtering. Terrain quality. Foliage. Mesh tessellation volume. What is that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Thing is, I found some high settings for NVIDIA Inspector.
Yeah.
And every time I update my graphics drivers, I always use that. So I think maybe I'm using too much, I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible too. We always try to push it to the bleeding edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I had off for a little while was the realistic beacons on some maps. I had to turn those off. Because especially in multiplayer, they were causing me issues. But yeah, everything else I've got on sort of ultra.
Yeah, I've got mine pretty high. Well, I had it pretty high on with a 970 graphics card. Now I've got a 1070. It seems to be not as good as it was before, to be honest. Maybe I need to change the settings in the NVIDIA for the 1070 instead of the 970. But I mean, as long as it's okay for people to see, I don't mind if I'm only getting 30 or 35 frames a second, as long as it's not too slow for everybody else to watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, because I'm playing and it looks okay to me, so... And if it looks okay to everybody else, then that's a bonus, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, I mean, I've always maintained that stream quality is second to community interaction.
Mm.
Like you can have a 480 stream. I mean, I watch Virtual Farmer fairly religiously, and he can only stream at 480, and it's always just about the conversation you have with the guy, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because the video is blurry, but you can spend 2 hours on there just chit chatting.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Because I mean, it's no good sitting there for 2-3 hours and then have nobody talk to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what put me into live streaming in the first place, because I was just making videos originally, and then I thought, well, you know what? There's got to be more to interact with the viewers and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if I would give up the videos though. I like my little stories and I like doing the videos, but there's something like I'd like to do live streams as a way of generating videos.
Yeah, yeah.
So my plan for the winter is to try to stream 3 days a week and then break those up into 30-minute shows. So if I stream on Twitch, then I record them all, then I break them up into 30-minute shows and I upload those to YouTube. So if people want to drop in and watch me record, they can drop in and watch me record. If they just want to watch the shorter versions, they can watch the shorter versions. Plus, what I think I'm going to do is the live streams won't have any music on them, and the videos will.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the only reason I put music on mine in the first place was because the very first stream I did, nobody even turned up for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I had no views at all for about an hour and a half, and I was in there, I was bored, so I thought, I'm going to have to figure out how to get some music on there.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to create a playlist. Like, now that you've shown me this, what I would do is I would put a playlist that is not copyright cleared music, like just open music, as part of the Twitch stream. And then when I record it on the other PC, record it clean with no audio, and then on the YouTube video, worry a little bit more about copyrighted music. But that way you can use popular music on your streams and not have a problem.
Yeah, there is actually something that I found on Twitch. Can't remember what it was called though, but you can get the music. You can get, I think it's like 200,000 songs or something, and they're all royalty free. But you can only use them on Twitch. You can't use them on YouTube.
That's it. Yeah. So but this is perfect
YouTube has its own library anyway.
Yeah, that's it. And even I use a lot of copyrighted music on YouTube because I'm not monetized on YouTube. So I get away with murder over there. I can put all sorts of stuff on my videos, and they give me a little exclamation point that I'm using copyrighted music, but it doesn't actually change anything. They don't monetize it. They don't put ads on it. Like, my biggest beef is always just having ads. I don't want people who watch me to have to watch ads.
Yeah, well, some people they have like a 15-minute video and they have 4 ads in.
I know.
Do you know what I mean, I don't mind putting ads in. You know, like when I'm in my live streams, when I do a live stream for like 4 hours, then I'll put an ad in like once an hour or something. You know what I mean? After it's finished. But I mean, some people, like every 5 minutes there's an ad.
Yeah.
And if it's the ones that come up on the bottom of the screen, the overlays, then that's okay. That I don't mind that. It's when like the guy's talking, and then he's halfway through a sentence, and an ad will come up, and and sometimes you can't even skip the ads, which makes it even worse, and you have to sit there for like 30 seconds, and then by the time he comes back, started talking, you forgot what he was talking about.
See, I run YouTube Red so that I don't have to watch the ads, because I haven't had a television for going on 15 years now. So I'm sort of hypersensitive to advertising. Like, I don't all of my life I used to watch ads and not think twice about it. Yeah. And then when you stop watching them, they become the most annoying thing on the planet. So, I pay extra to not watch ads, and I feel like the people who watch my shows shouldn't have to, you know, stop mid-sentence to have an ad roll in while I'm trying to explain something.
Yeah. But it's the same with TV. I mean, nowadays the shows are getting shorter and the ads are getting longer.
I make television shows for a living, and let me tell you, if you're watching a half-hour show, what you're actually getting is 18 minutes of content. Because by the time they do their teases and their coming ups and all the other stuff, and they put in all the bumpers and the graphics, and then they put in, you know, 8.5 minutes of ads, you're only getting 18 minutes of actual content.
Yeah, I mean, cause I do know that like an hour program is about 45-46 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, even less than that. I've when I do shows for Discovery Channel, it's actually 42 minutes.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Julie says I might hang myself tomorrow, but I'll be lonely tonight. We'll be alone together.
Julie's going through a little bit of the hormonal waves of pregnancy, is she?
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah.
Don't worry, Julie, it'll pass.
Yeah, it'll all pass. What you got to think about is that little bundle of joy that you got inside your belly.
Yeah. You're making a people.
Yeah. Making a little baby. Well, that went on longer than it was expected to. I was only going to be on for like 15 minutes or so, just giving it a little test.
Yeah. I was lurking in your stream for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like you just sort of froze on that tractor, and I was like, "Is he okay?"
No, I was.
You started watching the tractor, and it went dead for like 3 minutes. I was like,
"Yeah, because my phone rang." And because usually when I'm streaming, I usually put it on I silence it.
Yeah.
And I forgot tonight. So
well, because you were just doing a test, you weren't actually streaming.
Yeah. So it started ringing, and then I had to mute my mic quick because it's got Mission Impossible sound on it, so I didn't want to get copyrighted or anything. So I had to press mute on my microphone quick.
Well, the worst you can expect from that is a copyright notice, and they will claim that Warner Music will take the money.
Well, it only went for like a second or two anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Do you know how to use the copyright clearance area on YouTube?
No.
There's a page that they have that basically lets you type in the name of the song, and you can see if you're allowed to use it. And people are always very, very scared about using copyrighted music, but about 95% of the music out there you can use.
Yeah.
It just means that they take the money if you're monetized.
Wow.
So if you're doing something, and I mean, I don't know, you've got 270 subs and you've been doing it for a little while, but you've made what, $10 this year on YouTube?
$2.50.
So, it's one of those things, it's a checks and balancing. It's like, do I really want to worry about the $2.50, or do I...
Exactly.
Or do I want to play any music I want and let Warner Music fight over the crumbs?
Well, yeah. The thing is, though, is we'd probably get $2 or whatever, but Warner Music could probably get $20 or $30 off them, wouldn't they? So.
No, I think they get the same amount. They just make up for it with volume, right? They have the thing about royalties is that you never get all your money in one place. It's about aggregate. It's about how many times the track goes out there. So that's why they want to get on the top playlists for radio stations, because the more their song is played, the more they make. But it's not. But it's you don't get paid any significant amount for one play. It's about getting multiple plays.
Ah, right, okay. Julie says the only things and people I like at the moment is my boyfriend and my dog Mogo. Is that Mogo or Mojo? Mogo?
Maybe
Mogo?
Maybe Mogo. All right, Bremy, it's been fun.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
I'm ending it now anyway. So,
Okay.
are you going to be joining us tomorrow?
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm supposed to be working tomorrow, and I've got a couple of maps to set up for my series. But if I've got time around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I might pop in for an hour.
Yeah, well, we'll be on this map anyway, so.
Okay, I've got that one in my folder. It's in my Icelandic folder, so I'll be I'll be able
Everybody
to do
seems to have their a folder with Icelandic.
it. Well, Icelandic makes it super confusing because you guys switch out a few things by according to which map you're on. So some maps you have one big M on it, and some maps you have another big M on it.
Well, what I usually do, because I mean, I've got a folder with I've got 3 folders. I've got one folder that I play single player.
Yeah.
One folder that I play on my own server when I play with farmer ups and sometimes some of my subs, and one that I play with ice. And what I do is every Friday about 6:30 my time, which is like about an hour and a half before we start streaming. I just go onto his server and I just download everything off his server, just in case. And then what I do is I just overwrite the ones that I've already got.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense, because sometimes he'll change 2 or 3 mods. Sometimes he won't change any, but there'll be like Wonko is Discovery, I think it was. Bandrov Discovery, I think he's got.
Yeah.
That had to have some updates, like every week it was being updated. So, you know, and because there's nothing worse than being there ready at 8 o'clock, start the stream, and press start. You try to join. He's like, "Oh, you're missing this mod, or you're missing that mod." So I just download them all now, and I just overwrite the old one.
Yeah, well, because of my internet speed, it's even worse. I can't download all the mods, so I sort of, I try to show up a half hour before and go onto the mod list and see what's available. But I sort of made my life even more miserable, because the series that I'm working on right now, I'm bringing in sort of guests to come and play with me. So when I've got a guest coming in, I've got to send them all the mods that I have on my game save. So I'm looking at my mod folder right now, and I've got 12 different mod folders. Yeah, one for Ice, one for Eustace, one for Delta Bravo, one for... It's like every time I play with someone, I got to switch my mod folders around.
So what upload speed have you got and download speed?
My upload speed is 0.6, and my download speed is something like 4 or 5.
0.6?
0.6. That's why it takes 8 hours to upload a video.
Wow. So there's no
Sometimes
chance of you doing any live streams anytime soon?
Well, I'm moving. I live on a boat, so during the wintertime I move to the city. Like in the summertime, I'm out on the islands, and on the islands the internet speed is stupid slow. But when I move back to the city, I can connect myself up to a fiber optic cable, and when I do that, then that's going to start. I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to be moving across the harbor, and when I get to the other side, that's when live streaming becomes an option.
That makes sense then, doesn't
it? Yeah. My seasonal migration is affecting my internet accessibility.
What you need to get is some what's it called? Satellite?
No, satellite's horrible. Satellite is really good for up and down, but if you're trying to play multiplayer, it's horrible. The ping rates on satellites are absolutely atrocious. You get like 300 and 400 ping rates. So they're no good for multiplayer, but they're excellent for streaming videos.
Okay.
So, and also they cost a fortune. I mean, for the amount I'm pulling 300 to 400 gigs up and down per month, and on a satellite dish that would cost me like $1,000. So it's just not.
I don't even know how much internet I use every month, but mine's unlimited anyway. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I checked my network card earlier.
Yeah, because I have
On
because I have
on my streaming rig, my network card has received. Oh, that's a lot of numbers. 329 billion.
Wow.
I'm assuming that's bytes. That can't be megabytes, can it?
or kilobytes. I mean, how long has it been up?
7 hours.
Okay, yeah, so it's probably
And it's
bytes.
sent 9 billion. But that I think that's just between because of the streaming, because
Yeah.
obviously that's receiving from
Yeah.
my computer as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and when you start streaming, it starts like the numbers get out of control
Yeah.
because you're not only are you going up, but you're watching your stream at the same time, so that doubles everything.
Yeah.
And you put into that multiplayer, you put into that TeamSpeak, you put into that all the other stuff, and people function with 100 gigs of up and down per month, but they're just using it to check their email or to watch a movie every now and then.
Yeah.
When you're on YouTube and you're in a community like what we are, I mean, this community is a little bit mental. We're a little bit of internet power users.
Well, there was a running joke with some of my subscribers because some of my streams have lasted like 8 hours. American Farmer Zach. American Farmer Zach has just subscribed to my channel. Oh, and
nice.
there's the message on the screen now.
There you go. It worked.
Oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Zach. And welcome to the Crazy House. Yeah, some of my streams they've lasted like 8 hours,
Yeah.
6.5 hours. Some
See,
times.
I can see myself doing that. If you're getting good conversation and people are coming and going and you're having chit chat with people, 8 hours is not a hard thing to do.
No, well, I think it's all about the map, to be honest, as well. Because if you're playing on a map that you don't enjoy playing on, you're not going to spend hours playing it, are you? You know what I mean?
No, you're not.
But this map, well, I like playing on this map, but the only thing is it does take a long time to do anything.
Yeah, just to get to the field takes you 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I've got 3. Well, as you can see around there, I've got 3 plows there. The John Deere Rippers. I've got 3 plows, and I use them on field 35.
Yeah.
At the same time, and it takes 4.5 hours, I think.
Jesus.
That's just one field.
Yeah. It's reminiscent. That's the kind of thing that I got into doing myself when they first released the game. I started doing harvests on Field 5 on Goldcrest Valley just for fun.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, okay, this is just a crazy idea, and then I started really getting into doing it, and I would just set everything up so that on a Sunday afternoon I could just I could have Field 5 available to just go and do wheat on, or just go and play around on Field 5 for 4 or 5 hours, and then do the baling and do everything else.
Yeah.
So I'd always have a course play worker working on that field to get it ready for when I had 4 or 5 hours to play.
Yeah. Well, there's the field 18 on this map. Let me just see what it says this time. Oops, one button.
Yeah, Field 18 on that map is pretty
Field
much
18,
the entirety of Goldcrest.
Yeah, but you get missions on there. See, it's got where is that Field 18? Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Now, there's no mission. There's no mission available. Why is it telling me there's a mission available? It says it's growing. It's not growing. Or it does take a while. See, £48,775,113
Yeah.
to buy.
Yeah, he's really.
They give you
So it says for you.
1,488 minutes.
So divided by 6, that's like 3 days or something to fertilize that nonstop.
Divided by 6.
60.
Oh.
Like 60 minutes?
Yeah.
So how many hours is that? Like 10 hours would be 600. 20 hours would be 1,200. So you're looking at about a day and a bit to do just to do the fertilizing on that field. Now, if you planted with potatoes,
24 hours and 80 minutes. 24 hours and 80 minutes. I can't do 80 minutes.
25 hours to do it.
Well, it's 24.8048333333.
Right.
But the one mission that they gave you on air, I worked it out, and it was for a harvesting mission with a 45-foot header, was 29.5 hours.
My God!
But
you're basically just turning your computer, the game, into a screensaver at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But if you think, well, in my experience doing the missions, I mean, I don't know if it's like this or if it's just me, the way I do the missions. But say if they give you a mission for that's going to last an hour.
Yeah,
now,
you can do it in half that time.
Well, yeah, you can usually do it in like half, or you have like a third of the time, at least a third of the time left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So if they give you like 29 hours, like rent it up to 30, you could probably do it in 20 hours.
It's still a crazy amount of gameplay.
Well, yeah, but what you do is you just put course play on. And,
that's it.
And just go and go out or do.
That's it. Go do your laundry, go walk around, check in on everything.
Yeah.
But what I'm wondering is, okay, you have
8 hours sleep and get up again.
you have infinite amount of storage on the machine when you're doing it, but I'm wondering if it would run out of gas at some point. Like, did they think to turn off the fuel consumption?
No, that I've never come across that. But I was watching someone's video the other day. Who was it? I can't remember who it was. And they said that they were doing a mission, and they actually ran out of fuel.
Right.
I've never come across that.
So you have to park a fuel trailer off on the side of the field just to refuel your tractor to be able to go for, however long it is. Yeah, but I don't
know if you can actually do that.
That would be interesting to see. I know you can, one of the things that I do is I collect the bales when I do straw. I collect the bales.
Farming with Charlie says, "Hey dude, it's Trolling Brothers on my main account." Hiya, mate. How you doing? So I'm just on here as a test at the minute, mate. I wasn't even meant to be on this long.
You keep saying that.
I know, I keep saying that, yeah. But it's like everybody, like I was saying earlier, it got to a running joke on my streams. It's like, my name's Brummy Farmer and I'm a streamaholic.
All right, Brummy, you have a good afternoon. I'll probably see you tomorrow afternoon on the on this map, and we'll do some more. I guess we're seeding still on the other map.
Well, I'm not sure, mate. Well, it's afternoon for you. It's actually night time for me. It's nearly 10 o'clock for me.
There you go. I haven't even started my work day yet. I'm working evenings this week, so it's coming later. All right, man. You have a good evening. Good sleep.
Yeah, and you, mate. I'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye. Charlie says, "How was the party? Did you bring me back, princess cake?" Well, I did, yeah, but I ate it unfortunately because you weren't here, so I ate it. And it was a very, very noisy party. Loads of screaming 6-year-olds around.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Farm Roots. Yeah, I'm just... oh, happy birthday, by the way, Farm Roots.
Thank you very much.
I didn't even know until I read Discord earlier that it was your birthday today. Yeah, I'm actually just... I'm just testing out my streaming rig. And
Yeah.
it seems to be working okay now.
It's real bad.
Really bad?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, Mark was just saying it's perfect on YouTube, so...
Yeah, that's why it's really bad.
And Charlie says, happy birthday, Farmer Ups.
Thank you very much. But
Yeah, I'm, I don't know, Charlie says I got FS17 PC. Oh, you did get it? Oh, okay, cool. She said you was getting it. And what do you think of it? Yeah, I'm actually, I'm on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but I'm only running one version of OBS on my computer, on my gaming computer.
oh, you're on Twitch too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check out Twitch.
Charlie said it's good. Yeah, I love the game, I do. I can't get enough of it. Yeah, I've just been doing a test. I was only supposed to be on here for like 15 minutes or something, just doing a test, and I've been on for an hour and a half already. Because I just got you just missed Mark, by the way. Mark was just there.
Yeah.
Charlie says, how do you use OBS?
Explain, Brummy.
Well, that I can't tell you that in this stream because it's just so complex. But there is someone called Gaming Careers. If you check him up on YouTube, he'll give you there's loads and loads of tutorials he does for OBS so you can stream to Twitch or YouTube. I found his stuff really helpful when I first started out. It's called I'll get you a link and I'll put it in the chat.
Why is it delay on Twitch?
Does it delay on Twitch?
Yeah. Take down this escape menu.
What?
Close the escape menu.
Well, I couldn't because I'm on a different screen. I'm on a different monitor.
Yeah, but when you close it, I cannot tell you when it's closed on the very close on YouTube.
Yeah, it's only a few seconds. It's not that bad. Charlie says, "Are you streaming tomorrow?" Yes, tomorrow night, mate. Oh, I'm not sure. Is it going to be 7 o'clock or
Yeah.
8 o'clock this week?
There is close on the Twitch. That's not a few seconds.
That didn't only just close. If that's only just if that's only just closed for you, then that's your end because it closed ages ago for me. Oh, I've got Twitch open here. See, I'm pressing the thing, you know. There's the menu open.
The menu is escape menu on YouTube.
Yeah, it's about a 10-second delay, I think, on Twitch.
There it comes on Twitch.
But are we streaming at? Are we starting at 7 tomorrow night or 8?
I don't know.
Because Johnny and Ice the other day, yesterday, was saying that it's an hour earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's this weekend or next weekend.
I don't know.
I have to try and make sure I'm ready for 7.
Yeah.
See, Friday and Saturday is okay, but Sunday might be a bit difficult to get for 7 anyway.
Yeah.
Because well, we have family come round up on Sunday for dinner and stuff, so and they don't go till later.
You kicked them out 1 hour earlier.
Huh?
Kicked them out 1 hour earlier.
Come out an hour early. Charlie says, I'm going to get a joystick. We gain an hour because of the clocks going back. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be 7 o'clock then for us this week, I think. that we're doing the streams.
I don't know. I'm ready anyway.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Charlie says I'm getting a joystick for FS, and then instead of using the mouse for arms, I'll use that instead. Yeah. Well, I use the Logitech side panel. No, the Cytec side panel, should I say?
Yeah. I'm using the steering wheel on the side panel.
Yeah, I don't use the Cytec steering wheel. I was gonna buy the Cytec steering wheel, but people were saying that the pedals are like plasticky and not very good. And when I was looking to get a steering wheel, people were saying that, well, the best one to get is the G27 if you can still get hold of one. And
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was looking around for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I was just walking past a used computer store in our local town, and I seen one in the window. I'm like, I'm having that. I might consider that, but it's so expensive. Yeah, it is expensive. It is expensive. The Cytec side panel. I think it cost me about £100. But that was a while ago as well. I've had mine for a few months already. The G29, the Logitech G29 and G29 pedals are the same. I don't know about the G29. I've got the G27 and they're good solid pedals. Well, they have to be for the way I drive.
Yeah, that's true.
I can go to Amazon and get a decent one for 20 quid. What, G27 for 20 quid? Is that what you mean, or is it you want about?
If you do that,
oh, the G27 and the G29 pedals are the same. Ah, okay. So yeah, they're the metal ones, aren't they? Yeah. No. I get you. Right, guys, I'm gonna end this stream now because I'm not actually doing anything on here anyway. But I was, like I said, I was only meant to be here for like 15
Yeah, you're
minutes
right.
or so.
Starting to be lazy.
No, it's not the point of being lazy. It's because it was just a test. Pedals are the same. I can get you can get joystick for £20. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, there's one. Is it the Logitech 360 Pro or something? That's supposed to be a really good one. Charlie said, "See you tomorrow." Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, mate. You have
See
a
you
good night.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
Yeah. So yeah. Thanks for everybody for putting up with me on this test, and I'm glad that it's actually sorted now, and I've got everything sorted ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream. Not sure if it's going to be 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock UK time because I'll have to find out. But if you just press the if you're a subscriber, just press the bell next to the name on YouTube, and you'll get a notification when I go live. And I'll see everybody next time. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.